Welcome back to another week of busy garden life and the week of meal prep. So this week I feel like we have some really good recipes for me to share with you, and I'm going to prep them for you and show you what I do to make it easy during the week. Now, most of these meals are 30-minute meals per the recipe. However, I find unless you're really able to organize and do things efficiently, sometimes it takes a lot more than 30 minutes. And during the week, I don't always have the time to chop vegetables while I'm cooking the chicken or browning my beef up. So I like to do that all ahead of time, right? So this is our menu for the week. And then I did have to rearrange a few things. We ended up eating out on Friday because we went and got our chickens. And so that meal I moved to Saturday yesterday, and then yesterday's meal I'm moving today. So we are gonna have that Parmesan Skillet chicken today, which was on the menu last week. So I have actually already prepped for that, but if you haven't watched the meal prep video for last week, I will do a quick rundown of how I would prep for that this week still, just like if it were a new recipe. All right, so the first thing I like to do is cut up my vegetables. I have them all in the sink right now, so I will get going on that. The first meal, the Parmesan Skillet, the only thing that I have to do for that is chopping up the zucchini. Now, you don't have to chop up the zucchini. That is something that you could do pretty quickly, but I'm going to do it so that way I don't have to do it again tonight. The other thing that I would do for that is shred all the Parmesan cheese that I need ahead of time. Now, I have a big bowl of shredded Parmesan in the refrigerator already in a container. Actually, let me get it for you so I can show you. So I buy a big block of Parmesan cheese from Costco, and then I just use my KitchenAid attachment and I shred it all at once and put it in the bowl. So we love Parmesan cheese. We put it on all of our pastas, and we use it in quite a few meals. So this week I actually have the Parmesan cheese for chicken tonight, and our Baked Ziti at the end of the week needs Parmesan cheese as well. So the best thing you can do for yourself is, if you know you need shredded cheese, is just to shred it ahead of time and keep it in a bowl, and it'll hold for quite a while. So then you can just pull from it when you need to. So Parmesan cheese is already done for 2 of the meals. Have that all complete. And then I am going to start the vegetables. One other thing I want to note is garlic. I have a couple recipes this week that require at least 6 cloves of garlic. Now, some weeks I only need a couple cloves of garlic, but I always do the full bulb of garlic at once. I chop the whole thing up and I put that in a little container as well. Some weeks I can get it to last for 2 weeks because I don't need as much garlic in my dishes. Other weeks, like this week, I'm probably going to use it all because I have 2 recipes that require 6 cloves of garlic. So with that being said, when you're doing your garlic, just do the whole bulb. Instead of having to cut 2 or 3 cloves here and 2 and 3 cloves there, cut up the whole bulb, keep it in a dish, and then the week when you're meal prepping, you don't have enough, you just add a whole nother bulb to it, and it'll last you a couple weeks usually. All right, so let's get chopping the vegetables first for our meals, and then I will go over what meat we need and what I'm going to do with the meat. Okay, so I've come over to my sink where I have all of my vegetables kind of in my strainer here to wash them if I need to, and then my cutting board that I can just cut them. All right, I have potatoes here. I'm going to peel them, and I'm just gonna rough chop them and put them in a bowl. These are gonna be for mashed potatoes on the night that we have our honey mustard chicken. We're doing that with Brussels sprouts and mashed potatoes. And if you saw last week, when I make mashed potatoes during the week, what I do is I peel them, I rough chop them, and I put them in a bowl of water. Either the pot that I'm gonna use or just a regular bowl, depending on what you fit in your refrigerator. So If you put them in water, it'll last, and then you can just drain the potatoes, or you don't even have to drain them. You can just, if you have it in your pot you're gonna cook it in, you can just start boiling them right away and then cook them. Super easy. I always do that with my mashed potatoes. It makes things a lot quicker during the week instead of having to do the peeling and the chopping. So I have the potatoes that I'm gonna do. I have my zucchini. This is for tonight. I got 3 of these. I'm just gonna slice up and put in a bowl for tonight. I have scallions. I have 2 recipes this week, the egg roll in the bowl and the beef stir fry, beef and broccoli stir fry. I'm gonna use the scallions for. So I'm just gonna chop them all up and put them in one bowl. I also have a red pepper here. I'm just gonna make slices. This is for the beef and broccoli stir fry as well. So that will be a super quick and easy chop up, and then I'll put that in the bowl. I have the Brussels sprouts for the honey mustard chicken sheet pan meal. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna peel the top layer, cut off the ends, and then slice them in half. Put them in a bowl so that way the day of making them, I can just throw them on the roasting pan with the chicken and bake them. So that'll be super easy. And then I have my whole clove of garlic here too. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to peel these and then use my chopper and chop them all up. I did get a handy dandy tool from Amazon to peel the garlic. I'm going to see if it works today. I'm going to let you know whether or not it is something to keep, because peeling garlic can be the worst. I tried the knife method where you smush it and peel it, and sometimes it just doesn't seem to work great. So I'm going to try the new tool. I'll let you know.
Ooh, can I see?
The last, with the beef and broccoli, now if you don't have I have a freezer broccoli package that I'm just gonna use up today. If you don't have that and you bought fresh broccoli, you would want to go ahead and chop up the broccoli into florets today as well and put them in a bowl. So that way you don't have to do that the night that you make the beef and broccoli as well. All right, so that is it for all of the vegetables. So I'm just going to get going, chopping these, putting them in the bowls that I need to, and getting that part ready.
Mommy.
Okay, so we've gotten the vegetables chopping. I'm on to the garlic. So let's test out this tool together. I gotta get it out of the shell here first. So we just gotta get all of them off of the thing. All right. So you're supposed to be able just to put a couple of cloves of garlic in here and then roll.
Work?
One of them was peeled really nicely. Maybe you can only do one at a time. Two of them. There's 2. This has got a little bit left, but easy to peel.
Can I try? Mommy?
Well, it is easy to peel. So I'm just putting it in there, rolling it. Some of them have come out of there without the peel. Oops. Oh, yep, that one came out without the peel. So I would say if you have a dry surface, this probably would work a little bit better. But there's definitely garlic cloves that are coming in and completely peeled. Sorry about that. And then there's other ones where it's easy to peel. Hold on, I gotta go take care of stuff. Okay, so that is it for the vegetables for the week. The garlic tool, verdict is still out, I think, on that one, but overall for $4 seemed to work just fine. So now we are going to move on into the meat portion. Actually, one last thing I want to note for my egg roll in the bowl this week, I when we do egg roll in the bowl, we always serve it with hard-boiled eggs on top.
Baby problems.
So our egg roll in the bowl, we always serve hard-boiled eggs on top. Last week was Easter, so we still have a lot of hard-boiled eggs, and so I am going to use those for our egg roll in the bowl. If you don't have any hard-boiled eggs and this is a dish that you're serving, then I would recommend boiling those eggs today, getting them hard-boiled. That way you can put them in the refrigerator, and the day of, all you have to do is peel them and serve them. Egg roll in the bowl is the quickest and easiest meal that we have. As long as those eggs are cooked and your scallions are cut up, all you have to do is brown the meat, add the coleslaw, soy sauce, a little bit of powdered ginger, and you're pretty much good to go. So anyway, I just wanted to make note that we already have the hard-boiled eggs for that. You don't have to serve those on top. We just like them that way. So we're gonna do the meat next. I only have one thing to cut up because we're doing the ground beef for the egg roll in the bowl. I don't have to do anything for that today. The Baked Ziti doesn't have anything. My chicken for the Parmesan chicken we're having tonight was already cut up because I did that last week. To cut, if you don't have it cut up like I do, just because this is a new recipe for you, you can take the large chicken breasts. Ours are large, so I slice them in half lengthwise to get a smaller breast on top, or on bottom, and then a bigger one on top, and then the bigger one on top I cut in half again. So I get 3 smaller chicken breasts out of the big one. If you buy them at the store and they're the right size for you, you don't have to do anything, but for us, because they're larger, I do cut them down. The chicken that I'm using this week are actually chicken thighs, and those are small enough portions where I don't have to cut them. I'm just making sure that they're thawed out. I'm gonna separate them from the bag they're in and put them into something so that the day of I can just lay them flat on the sheet. One other thing, after the meat that we're done, well, let me back up. The last meat that I have is the steak for the beef and broccoli stir fry. So that's the only thing I have to cut up. I'm gonna cut up thin strips and I'm gonna put it in a dish so that that's ready to go. After the meat's done, the last thing that we have to think about are any sauces that we have. You can make your sauces ahead of time if you want to make things quicker and easier. So the beef and broccoli stir fry sauce, I am going to mix that up and I'm gonna put it in a bowl so that the day of I can just add to it. The honey mustard sauce that goes on top of the chicken, same thing. I'm gonna mix that up, put it in a bowl, and then I can just brush it on the chicken. So let's come on over, let's cut up the meat, and then we will make the sauces. Okay, and the last thing we're gonna do is make one of the sauces. This is for the beef and broccoli stir fry.
Mom?
I'm just gonna quickly mix this all together. I'm doubling the recipe. I always tend to double the recipe of my sauces just because usually I'm doubling the recipe in general, but also sometimes you just never know if it's going to be saucy enough. So you don't always have to use it all, but at least you have it. So I'm going to get this going. It's pretty quick. Now the honey mustard for the chicken, I could make that, but I'm not going to, just because I can whip that up really quickly while the oven's preheating. All right, so all I have to do is finish this. I'm gonna finish this up and that will be it. I'm gonna put it in the refrigerator and we are good to go for the week. If you have any questions or comments about anything, you want any further explanation, drop them in the comments and I'd be happy to answer them. If you have meals that you want to know how I would prep ahead of time to make it easier, put those in the comments because I'd love to add those to our meal planning. Go ahead, like and subscribe to the page and you can get every week's meal prepping tips.